Toxic, toxic, toxic. We say toxic best friend, toxic man, toxic relationship, toxic parents, toxic family. There's so much toxicity. But I think the one thing that we need to help you figure out is, what does a toxic person look like? What does a toxic friend look like? And what are those signs that you should be looking out for that are like, yeah, actually, yeah, that's toxicity, honestly. I think the one we've said here and we've spoken about many times, and I'm sure you've had quite a bit, is that it's always about them and their problems. How are you? Before you can even say, I'm good, they're like, oh, okay, so basically, you know what happened? I'm not great, blah, 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 and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And immediately, before you have a chance to like fully articulate what you wanted to say, before you have a chance to actually voice out your thing, they're like, da, 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 da. And I know that there's a slight difference here, because I find myself in a situation where I do this a lot, where someone is saying something to me and then I interrupt them and I say something. But I've realized that the difference between what I am doing and what a toxic person would do is simply, I know I'll forget. I have the memory of a goldfish. So when you say something and I remember it, I want to tell it to you there and then. Otherwise, I will forget. And we will be like, what did you want to say? Honestly, I don't remember. But now, toxicity, on the other hand, you will feel it based on the energy. It's the way that they will say it to you that will be like, you shut up. Whatever is not important, you shut up. Whatever you're saying is not as viable, as valuable as what I am going to say. So just be careful when people are always me, 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 and never give you a chance to just say or be present. Yeah, could be a sign of a toxic person.
And also just the lack of boundaries. Friendships are great when it's respectful, you know where I stand when it comes to certain things, but when it feels like this person's badge of achievement is having access to your time, having access to your property, having access to you, and that's just a thing they carry around, of course you're going to feel very unheard and very uncared for when they can come in and put on your clothes and go outside and don't want to be asked questions. Can you imagine how awful it would be for you to get on social media and see somebody perambulating with a top that, you know, maybe it was even a gift from someone, and somebody's out there wearing your top and having no care for anything. Maybe even you lent them one time, alafu sasa imekuwa Sunday best. They have never returned the top to you. And of course, you're going to feel some type of way because you're like, guys, you just returned my clothes. Nilukusaidia mara moja, now you don't want to return it. Or even like jewelry. And this is like very common sometimes for babes. You come to my house, we are going out. Hey, let me, this looks cute. I'm like, yeah, put it on. It matches your outfit. And then it becomes yours forever. Now I'm just wondering, how do I ask for my ring back? Because now she's even telling people where she bought it and it's not hers. Please stop it. So those boundaries, and it starts small.
Yeah.
Start small with things like, you ate my food, you took something from my bag without asking, you did this, you took my clothes, you took, you know, my jewelry. What are you going to take next? You know, they're always coming into your boundaries and never respecting you when you put up something. So yeah, that's toxic.
Yeah, and sometimes it's okay to just tell someone, hey, I don't have, that's why I'm taking this one and staying with it forever.
Yo,
Aki, there's a friend of mine.
No,
jacket, she was so tiny, I wore her jacket and I expanded it. And she's just like, you know what? Yeah, I can't wear it now. You just keep it. And I feel so bad because I rocked that jacket. Nilikuwa naiva kila mahali. Kila mahali.
Alikupea.
Alinipatia kwa sababu nili expand. Sasa si ati alinipatia juu alikuwa nataka. It's because I wore it and it became big. So she's just like, all right, you keep it then. Now what are we gonna do? Another thing is like the friends who try and change you. Like there's a difference between challenging someone. There's a difference between trying to make someone else better. For example, let's do a 21-day challenge where we save 100 shillings every day, which we should do, by the way, because we're very good at spending money. Very good at spending money. Very good. Hey.
It will come
Saving.
back.
Story mpya.
The more you spend, the more comes back.
It comes back. All right. Like if we tell each other, let's spend 21 days, save 100 shillings each day. Put it in a well. 100 every day. So moja. Kila siku ikiisha. So moja. Hivyo 1 month. That's quite a bit of money if you think about it. It's almost like 10ish K. Like it's not bad because it's 200 by 31 days. You see how the math is mathing, yeah? In Africa, karibu 10K. Anyway, good challenge. However, there are people who just want to change you and make you something that you're not. For example, you're a very, at this moment in time, you're a very homebody. But there's the people who just like all the time, it's just club. Tunde wapi club. Like you're always out partying and you're just like, you need a moment, but they're always insisting, let's go out, let's party, let's go out, let's party. Now, changing you in those ways. You used to be a nice chick. Now they're trying to make you ratchet, you know? They're trying to make you ratchet in one way or another. You used to be a nice person, you know, a bit naive here and there, but now they're trying to make you like an overly aggressive person. It's like, yeah, fight for yourself. Why are you always just letting people push you down? Like you need to talk back at this person. You know, there's a difference between trying to help someone get on their feet and be strong and bold and telling them to outrightly just abuse everyone, you know. And these are signs of toxicity. When someone is trying to make you someone that you're not, and not for the betterment of you, just to push the pen, just for the plot, just for their plot. They want to see, yeah, what will happen if I push her to do this? Let me know.
And also, people who are just always surrounded by drama. Do you have that one friend who's never boring? You just can't go outside and just enjoy the nature. You know, it's always something. There's always changamoto. Either they're fighting with somebody, either they're dissatisfied with something. It's always, you know, there's always a problem, there's always drama. And this can be very draining, especially if that's just not your thing. You just want to go out and enjoy yourself. You dance, you katika in the disco, but her or him will find a way to fight with somebody, will find a way to grab somebody's wig. And because you're their friend, you're always
Now you
being
have to
brought.
fight.
You're always, you know, so anytime I go with you, I always have a bruise. That is toxic.
That is
Anytime
crazy.
I go with you, I always lose my phone. That is
Oh, it
toxic.
is.
Anytime we go out together, I lose a shoe, I lose teeth. I don't want to be that friend. I don't want to be there for you as a friend. So me, I will excuse myself because now it's painful.
It is.
I don't want that. It's too much.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Because as your friend, of course, I'm going to defend
Like,
you.
I'm gonna have to defend you. That's
I'll
the problem.
I'll have to come through. But deep down, I know you're the problem.
I'm just like, damn, this, you know, it's like those videos you've been seeing of the, of two people just getting into a car. One is looking at the other one like, you had to, didn't you? With torn clothes, black eyes and bruises. Because you had to tell these people that your man could beat him up. Now look at me. Look at me. Do I look like I beat anyone else up? Like, it's just embarrassing. Anyway, I don't know why it took me there. It's so funny. Another one is like, there are some people who you meet. And when I say meeting, I mean for the first time, and even when you meet on a regular basis. Every time you're with them or you meet them or you're in their presence, you just feel like, yeah, I don't like this. Something about this is just like not right. Every time you're around them, you feel very uncomfortable, and you can't put a finger on it, but like something about them is making you uneasy. And unfortunately for you, it's like an every time thing. And whenever you leave, you feel drained, you feel exhausted, you feel very uneasy about having spent time with them. I feel like that's your gut telling you, ooh, child, it's about to become juicy, and you need to exit the chat. But you're just like probing it further. So I feel like it's important for you to listen to your gut sometimes. When you feel uneasy around someone, investigate. And if you do not want to find out, then, you know, just leave.
And they're friends who are just very unpredictable. And you never know what's going to trigger them or what's going to, you know, force a reaction out of them. So you're always walking on eggshells around them. You don't know if you're going to sit like this and they're going to go off, or if you're going to...
Oh, that's the way I sit.
Exactly. Why are you copying me?
Why you...
Or you're going to put on something and it's like, that looks horrible, how dare you do that? Or you're going to put on perfume and they'll be like, you're making me nauseous, how dare you do that? As in, you just can't be comfortable and just relax in the presence of this person because you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're waiting for what are they going to find horrible about this day, and that's very unpredictable energy, and you just want to be around it. It's just anxiety all the time, and who wants to be around somebody so anxious?
Yeah.
So I feel like if you're around such a person and they're a so-called friend, maybe it's time you stop being friends with them, because that's too much. That's too much work.
I saw a story, a very interesting story on TikTok, where this friend had this really nice bracelet. You know, the ones which it's a bracelet and then it joins up and it becomes a ring. So it's like a ring
Oh yeah, you're
bracelet.
copying me.
Yeah. So basically, she had one, and her friend is like, I really like that. Could you? I really like that. And so on a random day, I think it was a birthday or something, the friend got her that bracelet, and she really loved it that she went and got more for herself. And so basically, the friend is like, oh, okay. Why you know, it starts becoming like a teething issue. Anyway, next thing, apparently she realizes a lot more people are liking the thing, and they're like, where did you buy it? And then she starts off a business selling said ring bracelet thingy. And her friend immediately starts to go off on her at some point on a phone call, where she's like, I need to talk to you. They're like, what's up? The girl's like, yeah, I just don't like the way you copy me. You copy everything I do. Like everything I do, you copy it. She's like, what do you mean copy it? It's like, yeah, like the bracelet thing, you copied me. She's like, but you gave it to me as a gift. And then I just really liked it. And then I started selling it. I started a business out of it. He's like, yeah, you see, you copied it. And she started like, apparently she had a book written down. She was like, it sounded like she was reading
All the things that have
in
been wrong.
2007 at 2 o'clock on the crack, and the chicken was like, you did this in 3007, you did this on May the 3rd of 2024, you did this on it sounded like she was reading timestamps of times and instances where her friend has apparently copied her. But it was just really for her friend, at least she says that it was, you know, imitation is the best form of flattery. And it was just a thing of, as sisters, as friends, we will probably end up wearing the same clothes, we'll end up wearing the same stuff, simply because we are probably buying from the same places. We are constantly together. So when I see it, you're probably going to see it at the same time. We're probably going to buy it at the same time. So it was just one of those things. But yeah, it became a huge issue. And in that particular case, it felt like, yeah, maybe she was being copied, but at the same time, the reaction was a bit too harsh, I guess. So
Yeah,
where is
too
the
much.
problem coming from? So another one is like the excessive gossiping. If someone is gossiping about literally everyone, at some point she
They're going
does
to
say
gossip about you.
things. They will say things and they will leak. It's like I was telling you about Kamau, but then I spoke to Kamau and I was telling them about Turi, and then Turi, then you know, I'm talking to all these people about all these other people. At some point, I'm going to forget and tell you, oh, but then like, but yeah, Kamau said he doesn't like, and you're like, wait, what?
You were talking about
You're talking
me?
about me to Kamau? How did that happen? At some point, there will be a slip up. They will either talk about you, or they will reveal information about you to other people unknowingly, because there was a slip up. Gossip cannot be limited. Chai ni chai. Like your motto. Very nice.
Wow, very nice. In this cold weather.
Hey.
Anyway, pillow talk. Also, they never apologize. And somebody does something to you and never says sorry, that's a huge red flag. So be cautious of people who never say sorry, or when they do apologize, they make it seem like it was you. Look, I'm sorry you felt that way. I'm sorry you were offended by that. I'm sorry you took it that way. If those are the apologies you're getting, and you're always getting those apologies because something is always being done to you, that's now gaslighting. Imagine somebody does something horrible to you, you bring it up as an adult, and they say, I'm so sorry you felt that way about it, but it wasn't my intention. That's not an apology, that's a deflection. So yeah, people who don't say sorry, or say sorry and make it seem like it's a you problem, that is very toxic.
And they are constantly putting you down. I think there was a story to retold. I don't know whether it was here or somewhere else, where she said that she had a friend who would say, you're already pretty. Where would you then go ahead and, you know, tell us about this one great thing that has happened to you? Like, why do you have to tell us that you've got this amazing job? So every time she had something to celebrate,
Okay,
every time she had something to celebrate, she had to like, oop, because she knew if she said it in front of this one friend, she would be put down, guaranteed. And I feel like we see this a lot. We see this a lot. People who just never congratulate you, never gas you up when something amazing is happening, are never like on the woo child, you are killing it. But they will always be on the, yeah, you, in fact, me, I hated the way. I didn't like the way. When you're down, they're over there just continuing to kick you even further down. And what's another one as you go home?
As we go home, they are extremely jealous of other friends that you may have. We started this off by saying they want to monopolize your time, your energy, your space, your property, and also your friendship and you as an individual. So when you're hanging out with your other friends, they're like, why are you betraying me? Why would you not hang out with me? I even saw you went out with so-and-so. Why didn't you also call me? Please understand that there are more friends beyond you. You're not her sister. You're not joined at the hip. So if they decide to, you know, hang out with other friends, it's normal. It's healthy. My whole life cannot revolve around you and our friendship. And it's also very toxic if their whole social life is just you. So you carry the burden of being the best friend ever. You carry the burden of being confident. You carry the burden of therapist. It's a huge burden